Economists are now openly using the R word, recession. Goldman Sachs raised recession odds to 35%. JP Morgan says 40%. Independent economists say 60 to 70%. But national averages hide what's really happening. Retail is in freefall. Auto sales collapsed 18%. Construction is dying in the Midwest while booming in Texas, and entire regional economies are entering depression while others barely notice. This isn't just an economic slowdown, it's a bifurcated collapse where your zip code determines whether you're thriving or drowning. We are breaking down the recession sector by sector, state by state, and showing you exactly where the economy is dying and why Trump's policies are accelerating the crash. Retail is experiencing its worst crisis since the 2020 pandemic, but this time there's no recovery coming. Store closures announced for 2026, 3,200 plus locations. Major chains shuttering. Big Lots, 315 stores closing. Company filed bankruptcy in September 2025. Party City, all 700 plus stores closed permanently in January 2026 after bankruptcy. Rite Aid, 500 plus stores closed through 2025, more coming. Walgreens, planning 1,200 store closures through 2027. CVS, 900 stores closing. Macy's, 150 stores closing over 3 years. Dollar Tree/Family Dollar, 1,000 plus stores closing. Why the collapse? 3 factors. Factor 1, tariffs crushing margins. Retailers import 60 to 80% of merchandise. Trump's tariffs increased costs 15 to 25% on apparel, electronics, home goods, and toys. But retailers can't pass all costs to consumers. People simply stop buying. Target CEO Brian Cornell warned in January, "The tariff environment is the most challenging I've seen in 40 years of retail. We're absorbing what we can, but margins are being destroyed." Walmart, despite being the world's largest retailer, announced it would raise prices on thousands of items due to tariffs. If Walmart, with its massive negotiating power, can't absorb tariff costs, smaller retailers have no chance. Collapsing consumer spending. Real inflation-adjusted consumer spending on goods dropped 0.5% in January. That might sound small, but it's the biggest decline outside pandemic or financial crisis in 20 years. Discretionary spending, the nice-to-have purchases like new clothes, electronics, furniture, is collapsing. People are shifting to necessities only: food, gas, utilities. Credit card delinquencies hit 3.5% in Q4 2025, highest since 2011. Auto loan delinquencies reached 8.2%, worst since 2010. People are drowning in debt and cutting spending. Collapsing e-commerce. Online sales are flat or declining too. Amazon announced 16,000 layoffs in January. Shopify reported merchant account closures accelerating. Even e-commerce is struggling because people aren't buying, period. The National Retail Federation warned in February that 2026 could see the highest number of retail bankruptcies since 2008-2009. If you want to see economic health, watch auto sales. Big purchases stop first when people get scared. January 2026 auto sales down 18% year over year. This is catastrophic. Even during slow years, auto sales decline 3 to 5%. An 18% drop signals panic. New vehicle sales, 13.2 million annualized rate. That's the lowest since February 2021, pandemic. A healthy market runs 16 to 17 million annually. We're 20% below that. Why the collapse? Affordability crisis. Average new car price $48,623. Average monthly payment $738. With average household income around $75,000, that's 10% of gross income just for the car payment before insurance, gas, and maintenance. Edmunds analyst Jessica Caldwell, we've hit the wall where even people who need cars simply can't afford them at these prices. Interest rates. Average auto loan rate 7.9% for new cars, 11.4% for used cars. That's double the rates from 2021. At 7.9 on a $50,000 car over 6 years, you're paying $11,000 plus in interest alone. People are walking away from dealerships. Tariff impact. Cars are global products. Even American-made vehicles have imported parts. Trump's tariffs on steel, aluminum, electronics, and components added $2,500 to $4,500 to vehicle costs. GM and Ford both announced they're delaying electric vehicle investments because demand collapsed. Stellantis, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, is considering U.S. plant closures. Used car market imploding. Used car prices dropped 9% in 2025. Good for buyers, terrible for people with underwater loans. Millions of Americans owe more on their cars than the cars are worth. They can't trade in. They're stuck making payments on depreciating assets while struggling with 11% interest rates. Dealer closures. Over 200 car dealerships closed in 2025, the most since 2009. More are expected in 2026 as sales crater. Construction shows the starkest regional disparities. Some states are booming. Others are dying. States with construction growth. Texas, plus 8.2% construction employment. Florida, plus 6.7%. North Carolina, plus 4.1%. Tennessee, plus 3.8%. Arizona, plus 3.2%. States with construction collapse. California, minus 4.3%. New York, minus 3.8%. Illinois, minus 3.2%. Michigan, minus 2.9%. And Pennsylvania, minus 2.1%. What's happening? Two Americas emerging. The growth states, low taxes, business-friendly regulations, population inflows from expensive states. Construction can't keep up with demand. Skilled workers command premium wages. The decline states, high costs, population outflows, businesses relocating, projects canceled, construction workers leaving for growth states. Remaining workers face wage stagnation. Mortgage rate catastrophe. 30-year fixed mortgage rates 6.9% as of early February 2026. That's more than double the 2021 rates of 2.8 to 3.2%. On a $400,000 home at 3% rate, $1,686 monthly payment. At 6.9% rate, $2,630. That's $944 more per month, $11,328 more per year for the exact same house. Result? Home sales dropped 23% year over year in January. Permits for new single-family homes fell 19%. Commercial construction disaster. Office construction is collapsing everywhere. Remote work killed demand for office space. Office vacancy rates hit 20% nationally, highest on record. Retail construction is dying as stores close. Warehouse construction is slowing as e-commerce growth stalls. The only spotlight, government infrastructure projects from the Infrastructure and Jobs Act, passed before Trump, are propping up some construction activity. Once those projects complete in 2027-2028, there's nothing behind them. Trump promised a manufacturing renaissance. He delivered a manufacturing recession. Manufacturing jobs lost since April 2025, 58,000. Manufacturing output, flat or declining in most sectors. Purchasing Managers Index, PMI, below 50, contraction, for 17 consecutive months through January 2026, longest contraction streak since 2015-2016. But again, massive regional variation. Manufacturing gaining, South Carolina, auto plants, Boeing expansions, Alabama, auto suppliers, aerospace, Mississippi, steel processing, shipbuilding, manufacturing dying, Ohio, auto parts suppliers closing as Detroit struggles, Wisconsin, paper mills, machinery manufacturing declining, Indiana, RV manufacturing collapsed, down 40%, auto parts struggling. The tariff trap. Trump's tariffs were supposed to help manufacturers by making imports expensive. Instead, input costs exploded. Manufacturers need imported steel, aluminum, electronics, chemicals. Tariffs made production more expensive. Export markets retaliated. Europe, Canada, and Mexico imposed retaliatory tariffs on American goods. U.S. manufacturers lost foreign customers. Customers stopped buying. Higher prices equals lower demand. Manufacturing orders collapsed. Specific industry carnage. Steel, domestic steel production is up 3%, but steel-using industries, construction, automotive, machinery, are laying off workers because they can't afford expensive American steel. Chemicals, tariffs on imported chemical feedstock raised costs. Exports down 12% as foreign buyers switch to cheaper sources. Electronics, impossible to manufacture electronics domestically at competitive prices. Companies are shifting production to Vietnam, India, and Mexico, not bringing it back to America. Furniture, tariffs on wood, fabrics, and components killed the industry. Over 15,000 furniture manufacturing jobs lost in North Carolina alone. Forget political spin. Here's what actual economists predict. Goldman Sachs, 35% recession probability in 2026, rising to 45% in 2027 if tariffs continue. J.P. Morgan, 40% recession probability. CEO Jamie Dimon warned the combination of tariffs, inflation, and reduced consumer spending creates conditions similar to the lead-up to previous recessions. Moody's Analytics chief economist Mark Zandi stated, "We're now modeling a 60% chance of recession by Q4 2026. The tariff shock is bigger than anything we've seen outside of major historical disruptions." Federal Reserve Bank of New York recession probability model shows 58% chance within 12 months, highest since November 2022. Conference Board leading economic index has declined for 21 consecutive months. Every previous streak of this length preceded a recession. Yield curve, the 1-year, 2-year Treasury spread inverted for over 18 months through mid-2025. Every recession since 1969 was preceded by yield curve inversion. The yield curve has now uninverted, which sounds good but is actually the final warning signal. Historically, recessions begin 6 to 18 months after uninversion. That timeline points to Q2 to Q4 2026. What they're predicting, mild scenario, 0.5 to 1.0% GDP contraction, unemployment rises to 5.5 to 6%, recession lasts 9 to 12 months. Moderate scenario, 1.5 to 2.5% GDP contraction, unemployment hits 7 to 8%, recession lasts 15 to 18 months. Severe scenario, 3+% GDP contraction, similar to 2008-2009, unemployment exceeds 9%, recession lasts 24+ months. Most economists cluster around the moderate scenario.